Hey, I'm Natalia, and today I'm going to show you how to draft a two-piece collar. So the first step, we're going to draw a straight line down for the center back and then a line perpendicular. We're going to start drafting the collar band first. So the first measurement you put is center back to shoulder. For me, that's 3 3/4 of an inch, but this will depend on your pattern. Then you do shoulder to center front, so I have 4 1/8. From that last point you marked, go up 1/2 inch, and then you're going to take your hip curve and blend. Now you're going to go up 1 inch, because that's how high your collar band will be, and then mark 1 inch for your band. Next you're going to do a 1/2 inch extension, and then you're just going to do a little curved edge. The next step is to put a 5/8 of an inch for the buttonhole opening. So I mark 1/8 of an inch past that 1/2 inch extension line. So I put in my notches, and from that notch I draw a straight line, and later you're going to use this and draw 1/8 of an inch in. Now you're going to fold this piece of paper on that line that you just drew, and you're going to trace that curve. This will help you form the other part of the collar. So now that you have that, go up 1 3/4 inches and draw a straight line. Then from that 1/2 inch extension point, draw a straight line up and extend out 1 inch. Now you're going to do the under collar, which is 1/8 of an inch smaller. So here I'm just adding the grain lines and notches. You're going to cut 2 self, 2 fuse for the stand, and then cut 1 fuse for the collar. The next part, you're just going to trace all the pieces and give them seam allowance. So I'm going to give the top collar and the under collar 1/4 inch seam allowance all around. And I drew the center back first so that I can fold it, and then I place a pin so it doesn't shift when I folded it in half, and I cut it out. Never have your collar unfold, always create the full piece. So this is the top collar, just adding in my seam allowances and grain lines. Now I'm going to repeat the same process for the under collar. Make sure to have all your notches in. Those are really important when you're sewing. Super essential. Again, I do the pin and cut it out, and add in all my seam allowances. And the same for the collar stand. So I did a 1/4 inch seam allowance all around for the collar stand, but make sure that your neck seam allowance is also a 1/4 inch. You know, as long as the pieces, the seam allowances on your neck and the stand match, then you're good. So you can do 1/2 inch if you wanted to as well. So this is what the two-piece collar looks like. So there's a little collar stand with an extension for the buttons and buttonholes, and then the collar. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Thank you so much for watching.